and Lovecraft was a favorite, and science fiction is really responsible for a lot of our funny ideas and why we grew up so strange. And that's another conversation. But he loved to talk about, the horror from beyond the stars, or these sort of, entities that were older than the universe that would come out of nowhere or up out of the pits or whatever. So that was his imagery, and that's where Brotherhood of the Screaming Abyss came from. And, it was a humorous, sort of self-deprecating kind of thing. And yet, in some ways, it had a serious tone to it, because we did think that we were really after something pretty profound. So when I decided to write the book, I didn't really think about it that much. This just sort of presented itself as, obviously, this is what it should be called because of the Brotherhood connection. And so I chose that. I chose that as at least the working title. And as I mentioned, I thought about trying to find a conventional publisher for this, which I probably could have. But I talked with Terrence's one of his old literary agents, Dan Levy, who helped him get some of his earlier books published, and who is a person I respect a great deal, knows the business. And he said, well, there is this alternative. And he told me about Kickstarter, and I decided to do it. Partly, I'm sure I could have found a publisher for the book. That's not the issue, but partly motivated by greed, because I have talked to enough people to know that if you self-publish the book, if you do it the right way, you earn a lot more money per copy than you do if you go with a regular publisher.
That's right.
So it's partly a greed thing. But then, having said that, what a publisher can do is help you do it the correct way, so you don't make a lot of mistakes along the way. And I think I've found the right publisher that will strike a balance, someone that will work with me through the whole process, help me with things like editing and layout, publicity, promotion, distribution, and all that. So it's not simply that they will print the book and deliver it in a semi-trailer truck to my basement. They will work with me to get it out there.
Right.
Which is one reason why they charge a little more than if I just ordered it up and asked for X number of copies to be printed. I could do that. But I realize this is going to be a big book. I think a lot of people will want to read it, so I'm going to have some support along the way. The Kickstarter project is independent of that, but I guess people know how it works. You basically set a goal that you're trying to raise. You set a time frame to raise it in this case, 60 days. And those two parameters you can't change once you put your project up. You can't change them. But you can edit your project, and you can change the incentives. And I've set up a whole raft of different incentives, anywhere from people that want to donate $1 to people that want to donate $5,000. And also, I should say, donation is not the correct word, because this isn't charity. They will get something back for this. It may only be a copy of the book, a signed copy of the book. If that's the level they donated at, $35, that's what they'll get. So essentially, I'm pre-selling the book. And then at other incentive levels, I have different things to make it attractive. So it's important that people know that there is a deliverable here. They're making an investment. Their money is not charged. Their credit card is not charged unless we reach the threshold. So the funds that they pledge are held essentially in escrow. If we reach the threshold by the deadline, which is June the 6th, then the Kickstarter will hold the funds for another 10 days or so, and then they'll release them. If we don't reach the threshold by then, no one's credit card is charged, and the only one that loses is me.
That's a pretty interesting idea. I was in on the website, obviously, and so it's been featured quite, heavily in even mainstream media and so forth as well. But it's a pretty interesting way of doing it, actually, as well. And
it's a fantastic way to raise money for creative projects.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the projects on there are, their art or their films, some books. There is, mine is a book. Most of them are asking for much lower levels of funding, some much higher levels. I mean, some of the technical projects and inventions and so on, which you can also, promote through Kickstarter. I've seen projects funded at well over $1 million through Kickstarter. And another remarkable thing is that if you reach the threshold before the deadline for fundraising is over, that's not the end of it. You can continue to raise funds until the deadline comes. So I have looked at projects out there that, they started out one simple project. Someone wanted to design a tripod for the iPhone so you could use it like a movie camera. They were asking for $10,000. They got $140,000, by the time the window closed. So you never know.
Interesting. Yeah,
I'll be happy if I reach the threshold. I'm not greedy. I mean, it's great if I exceed it, but if I reach it, I'll be very pleased. And I'll be able to do it. I'll be able to do the project. And I think another interesting thing that Kickstarter does is it creates a bond between you and this backer community, people that are actually involved enough to, there's the casual person and then there's the less casual person, and people that are involved enough to actually get out their credit card and pledge a certain amount, stay engaged with the process throughout. And then you have a constituency. I mean, just because you reach the goal, you can still, the project stays up on Kickstarter. You can blog even after the fundraising is over and keep in touch with your backers that way and anyone else that's interested so they can follow your progress. So you create this whole invested community. It's much more than just money they're putting up. They feel like they're a part of this project. And in fact, they are.
That's right. Helping to manifest it. It certainly isn't like going to the bank asking for a loan, although I don't know, what happens behind the scenes, but it's a very interesting alternative to this in terms of business think and starting something up.
Yeah, everyone is getting something, and everyone invests at the level that they're comfortable at, and it forces the project manager, the person that proposes the project, in this case me, you suddenly feel like, wow, I have a great responsibility here. A whole bunch of people have shown faith in me and are counting on me. So now, if I get the money, the pressure's really on to deliver. So it makes you act more responsibly because you don't want to disappoint everybody. I mean, I don't know how many people, run these projects and get the money and say, okay, toodaloo, I'll send you a postcard from Tahiti or something.
Right.
I could assure my listeners I won't be doing that. I mean, I may go to Tahiti, but I'll be in touch. I'm going to do this work.
That sounds great. We're obviously going to have, the link up, Dennis, but in case people want to go there straight away, Kickstarter.com, and then you can simply search for the Brotherhood of the Screaming Abyss. But from our website, redicecreations.com, you can click in through the links there, obviously. And then there's a few other sites as well, Dennis, that we can mention. Arrowwood.org, they will have a little information about this as well, the project, right?
Arrowwood.org if you want to donate through the nonprofit mechanism. And I'm getting an update. I'm in preparation, and that should be up within the next 24 hours. That'll be up there. Also my Facebook page, and there's actually a group page for the Brotherhood of the Screaming Abyss on Facebook as well. But the most direct way to get there is through Kickstarter.com, and just search on my name or on the project's name, or through your website. That's great. And thank you for putting the link up there.
Absolutely. And we will want to say thank you, obviously, for your time here today, Dennis. We really appreciate it. We want to say keep up the great work, and good luck on the book finally. And again, deadline June 6th, right?
That's right.